Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. So it's been a little while since we have visited our MONAT friends. And so I figured that it was time that we compile a few of the TikToks and Reels that I found and just go ahead and debunk them again. Because they are out here spreading some false information about hair and styling hair and hair health, and it's kind of annoying. So when I see the information that the MONAT huns are out here spreading that is uneducated information, to say the least, I feel the need to debunk it. If you're not aware, I am a licensed hairstylist and a barber. I no longer practice, but I did for 7 years, and I maintained my license and really enjoy the industry. I just didn't love being so deep in the industry. And with all of that said, let's get into it. But first, I wish I had a sponsor, but I don't. I just want to give you a disclaimer and tell you that it is raining cats and dogs and thundering consistently here where I live for the past 3 days. So if you hear it in the background, I apologize, but I can no longer wait for it to hopefully pass. I need to film some videos. All right, let's get into it.
Hi everybody. Okay, I look like total shit, so please don't come at me for looking like shit. So I'm just answering this comment right here. So I've been asked this all the time, and people have pointed it out all the time, even before I started using MONAT, and it's just how blonde my hair is at the top of my head. Like, I am ridiculously blonde at the top of my head. That's why you can see through here, like, it's like that throughout my whole entire head. It's just extremely blonde. I have a lot of hair. I get told that by my hairdresser all the time, that you have a lot of hair, it's just really, really thin. And that's why I'm trying to grow it out. But if I could show you here how blonde it is when it's at the top of my scalp. Like, do you see that whitish blonde tinge? Like, and by the way, this is all new growth right here that I'm getting, but that's why it looks like I'm balding. But thanks for pointing that out and sharing that, your opinion, to the world. But I thought I'd give you some context onto why it looks like that. But my hairline has changed immensely. This used to go back like this, like my mother, because she's British and she has this amazing British hairline. Thank you, mommy. But this all right here, if you can see, if I can push all this hair back here, and sorry, I'm on day like 4. I need to wash my hair. But this all right here is a new growth. And if you look really closely, do you not see how blonde that is right there? What I like to call see-through blonde hair. All that nice little white hairs right here. That is why it looks like that.
Okay, so this is a MONAT hun who is defending her hair thinning. And now I am not saying this to be mean. I am not saying anything to be mean to anybody that is in this video. I also don't want to incite any kind of hate toward these people. This is specifically to prove a point that MONAT is spreading false information and making things look better or even good when they're actually not good at all. So this woman is a MONAT distributor. She's obviously defending herself from a comment that was left on a previous TikTok of hers. In the recent years, you may have noticed that a lot of MONAT huns are saying it's not breakage, it's hair growth, it's new hair growth. Like, your scalp does not sprout new hair follicles. The follicles that you have are the follicles that you have. So if there was never hair at the point that you are selling MONAT, there probably never will be hair in that follicle unless you get a hair transplant. So this individual's hair is a lot like mine in the sense that right here, it is very thin. Like, even if I have my hair back, it's always been that way. Always. And depending on what I'm putting on my hair, if I have too much buildup, if I am putting it back in a tight ponytail for any amount of time, I will have some breakage that happens here. It's just the way my hair is. And there are quite a few other people in the world that have this same type of thing that happens up here. And so what she's showing is those areas of her head. And I went back to 2020 in her TikTok and found this. I'm not going to play the TikTok because it's not relevant to what we're doing. But this was her hair in 2020. And as you can see, there was a lot more hair right there that is no longer there. And so what she is showing is breakage. And a lot of times you'll see MONAT huns out here saying that that's not breakage, it's new growth, like I said. So that is exactly what she's doing to defend her commenters that are saying you are balding, we can see it, you can't hide it, and tell us that MONAT is working wonders for your hair, you can very visibly see that her hair in 2020 was, while it was bleached, was healthier in that area than it is now. And in my opinion, MONAT is to blame for that, but she will not see that because of what the higher ups at MONAT instruct these individuals to say. What they say is actually happening to their hair. It's not breakage, it's new growth. No. You didn't sprout new hair follicles. That is breakage. And if you see a MONAT rep saying that that's new growth, just know that it's likely bullshit. And this here is the same individual that just posted, that I just shared that TikTok. She made this TikTok. I'll play it as I'm talking. But it shows like, are you ready to try new products? Blah, blah, blah. This is what's helped me. And it says new growth gone crazy. And it's a picture of her hair like sticking up everywhere. That is not new growth. That is growth from your hair that broke off from using MONAT products. And I really wish that more MONAT huns would open their eyes to that and be like, holy shit, this product is destroying my hair. I need to stop using it and pushing it on other people so that MONAT can go away, because it is very harmful. Not only the business model, but the products, in my opinion. This next rep is extremely problematic. She is a repeat offender on spreading false information about hair. And this isn't the first time I've seen her. It's probably not the first time you've seen her. And it's probably not the last that we will see her either. Okay, so this TikTok is her showing, like, I really like scalp oil treatments and customized shampoo and conditioner. And then she shows a picture of her quote unquote before. And let me explain why that's problematic. Because while yes, the products that you use in your hair have an effect on the recovery of the things that you have done to your hair in the past, the main reason that your hair, specifically her hair, has changed from dry and maybe brittle, from the looks of it, it looks like it was dry, brittle, potentially breaking, and now it's long and not brittle. She's not bleaching it anymore. Bleaching your hair will destroy it to no end, regardless of if you are bleaching it all the way to white blonde or bleaching it to the darker blonde that she has in this picture. It doesn't matter. This chemical is one of the most harmful chemicals that you could put on your hair, and you have to know how to treat your hair. Your hairstylist also has to know how to treat your hair after doing this type of treatment to your hair and during touch-ups. So the fact of the matter is that she stopped bleaching her hair, and that's the main reason her hair got healthy. It's likely not from using MONAT products. Okay, so homegirl also has a series on her TikTok called Hair Glow Up Tips. And so I pulled a few from those that are just things that you should not actually be doing. Let's see what she says.
Hair glow up tip number 7. And this is something that everyone does, but if you do it properly, you're going to have a hair glow up. Do you dry your hair properly after you shower? And this is especially for my people who have longer hair. So if your hair is longer than like here, like you got some length to it, this is especially for you. What do I mean by dry your hair properly? Number 1, what are you drying your hair with? I know a lot of us probably use towels, right? With like the little loopy things on them. Do we know what I'm talking? Just like a regular bath towel. Let me change your life for you right here. Those are actually really damaging to your hair because those fibers are very coarse and can actually promote things like damage and frizz. So what should you dry your hair with? Either 1, a microfiber towel is going to be way less friction on your hair, thus not promoting frizz. Or 2, literally go grab like a big oversized old cotton t-shirt that you have in your drawer and dry your hair with that. It's going to absorb the water faster, and the fibers on the actual cotton towel are not going to be as like frictiony on your hair and are going to not prevent frizz, not promote frizz. Y'all know what I was saying. Secondly, how are you drying your hair? You want to be very gentle with your hair when you're drying it. So you shouldn't be flipping your hair upside down. You shouldn't be flipping your hair around when it's wet. Your hair is very fragile. Literally, it's the easiest thing. Come out of the shower, gently grab a section of hair, grab half your hair. Doesn't matter. Just start at the top and squeeze all the way down. Yes, that looked funny. I don't want it in my comments. But literally from going top to bottom, squeezing the hair out of your hair gently, it's going to dry your hair faster, get the water directly out, and again, not causing friction. So now the question is, do you already dry your hair properly, and are you going to try this? And if you have any questions or comments or anything that you need regarding your hair and scalp health, my Instagram is in my bio. Feel free to send me a DM and we can chat one-on-one there.
Please don't go to her for your hair and scalp health. Okay, so she's partly right and partly just stop talking. The part where she's right is that you have to be careful when you are drying your hair. You will not want to be using anything to, like, any type of fabric, whether it's a towel or a t-shirt, which, by the way, a t-shirt isn't going to absorb from your hair because it's not the type of material, like, it's going to absorb some and then it's just going to be dripping everywhere. It's going to be a nightmare. Please don't do that. And it's no different than using a towel. So when you take the towel or the microfiber towel and you rub your hair like this, that is going to damage the out of your hair. Don't do that. What I do is I take my towel and I, like she said, I squeeze my hair before I put the towel on it, and then I'll take my towel and I'll do like the gentle squeeze from when I get out of the shower. And that is fine. You don't need to get a t-shirt from your drawer. That is not very productive. So as long as you're not like scrubbing your head with a towel and you're not like ripping your hair is very fragile when it's wet. So you do have to be a little bit more mindful. I try to never put my hair in a ponytail when it's wet or damp. That is something that I always told my clients, please don't do that, because when your hair is wet, the weight from the hair is pulling it, so it's going to stretch it just a little bit. So when you put it in a hair tie and your hair starts to dry, the hair is going to be shrinking, but it's not in the ponytail, it's going to be pulling. So it's going to rip some of your hair. So you always want to be careful with that. I digress. Her making it sound like a bath towel is going to break your hair off to the point where you're bald is false. MONAT, in my opinion, will make your hair fall off to the point where you're almost bald, but a towel is fine. Just be careful with the way you're rubbing it. Don't rub your scalp. Just, pat it, squeeze it with the towel, and then let it air dry or blow dry it. What I used to always tell my clients is when you're drying your hair, don't like rough dry it when you're like, I don't know why I had to make that sound effect, like the hair dryer. When you're drying your hair, blow it down so that you're blowing it in the same way as the cuticle of the hair so that everything falls nice and smooth and nothing is like frayed and wanting to break. So that is my tip to you. I don't even know if that made any sense. Don't be afraid of the towel. Microfiber towels are also helpful. Just don't use a t-shirt. I don't know if you've ever tried to use like a t-shirt to wipe anything up, but it's not very effective.
All right, here is hair glow up tip number 6. Don't use a scalp massager in the shower. Now I'm going to backtrack a little bit for those of you who don't know what a scalp massager actually is. It's essentially like a little silicone like applicator thingy that you gently massage into your scalp. It's really beneficial for stimulating the hair follicle. It's great for removing buildup. It's great for, promoting hair growth. It does have benefits. But I see people using them in the shower, and that is something you do not want to do, and let me explain why. Your hair is at its most fragile state when it's wet, aka in the shower. By taking that scalp massager and rubbing it at the root area, it's actually going to promote damage, it's going to promote frizz, and it's going to actually potentially rip your hair out. Whereas if you use it on dry hair, when your hair is 100% dry and you gently massage, your hair is not as fragile and it's way more elastic. So it's able to kind of take that little bit of tension, thus promoting all the benefits without promoting damage. And of course,
Okay, the only reason that your hair is going to be that fragile when it's wet is if you're using MONAT, in my opinion, of course. You can use a scalp massager in the shower when your hair is wet. Most of them are made for the shower. The material is made for the shower. Now, you don't want to be like pressing so hard that you're like causing so much friction on your scalp, and you shouldn't need to do that. You just want to lightly like rub after you put conditioner in, like just give yourself a night. Like now I want to go and do it for myself because I have a headache too, so that sounds glorious. But you can use a scalp massager in the shower. It's not going to make your hair frizzy, especially if you have conditioner in. Like you don't want to be in there, do it, and then just get out of the shower. Do it when you have conditioner in. It's just like massage oil. So you put your conditioner in, massage your scalp, and you should be good. you're not going to have extra frizzy hair because you're going to rinse your conditioner out afterwards, and you're not going to break your hair off because you're not in there like wax on, wax off with your scalp. You're just using a silicone scalp massager with conditioner in your hair. You should be good. Okay, but why is this a bad tip? That makes sense. Yes, it makes sense if you're spraying the hairspray in the right place. I wanted to put this in here to just give you an idea of how uneducated these MONAT huns are. So this is a good tip. If you have blow dried your hair and it's all styled and you want to make sure that your volume is holding, flip your head upside down, spray some hairspray. Spray it here. I don't know if you could hear that. But spray it like on the bottom of your scalp when your hair is flipped up. Because spraying it right here while your hair is flipped up isn't doing shit. That was just a waste of product, because spraying that hair that's in front is not going to help. You want to spray the hair that's flipped upside down on the back of your head, if that makes sense. So that TikTok was more or less just to prove a point of like, you're not even spraying it in the right place. What is happening? You know, I had to put a before and after one in here. So this individual is the same one that we just saw with flipping her hair upside down and spraying her hairspray. You might as well just spray it in the air because it did nothing. Anyway, so she's showing all of these before and afters. And I wanted to point this out because, again, uneducated on the hair world, as well as open your fucking eyes. Because most of these, the only difference between the two pictures is, one, maybe they have beach hair. They were at the beach all day, or the pool, and they were in the pool, and their hair is just all natural. The other picture, the after pictures, are right after their hair is done, styled, blow dried, curled, what have you. So, of course, it's going to look different. If I left my hair, especially after all of the Olaplex drama, if you missed that, I'll link all of those videos in the description. But if I left my hair unstyled, like if I just got out of the shower and let it air dry, which I do if I'm not filming most days, to be honest with you, I look like Bozo the Clown. Seriously. My hair is like out to here. It's doesn't know if it's curly, wavy, straight. It's very confused hair, and it just does not look nice. So naturally, I can give you a before and after picture if you really wanted and make it look like, holy shit, product did she start using, when really I've been using the same products for the past couple of months, and I just didn't style my hair in one of the pictures. So always keep that in mind when you're looking at anything really, but specifically these MONAT huns. Please keep that in mind, and just know that most of them are not qualified to be giving hair advice. They have never had an ounce of training in hairstyling or barber or cosmetology or anything like that. So please don't fall for that bull. I know this was a bit of a short video, but I hope you liked it. Thanks for hanging out while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.